I'm Anthony Forrest, the president of Steel Cod, and I'm here with John Beresford, our VP of Sales, ready to discuss all things appliances. All right, John, because we have to, there's more intelligent things we need to talk about with appliances. Even though we know pushback on Wi-Fi connected appliances is for real, but this is a feature that maybe deserves a little more consideration, and that is the smart food ID system. So this is using cameras and AI and scanners to determine what food is you're actually cooking with or refrigerating or whatnot. How should I feel about this feature? Is this something I should avoid? Is this something I should present? Where are you on this?
You know, on the fence, I would say, to put it honestly. I think the important thing is to make sure that everybody kind of has an understanding of what these systems are, and then you can kind of determine for yourself. But I mean, let's be honest. I mean, we ask for feedback from our own audience all the time, and the number one thing that comes back is Wi-Fi and AI and all of that kind of stuff. So, it feels like it's just one of those things that people are just happy to stay clear of, right? And everybody's kind of on the same side when it comes to this in terms of a salesperson and a customer, where a customer is kind of timid to jump in and the salesperson says, "No, I totally get it. Let's move on to something a little bit more basic." So, I'm not even necessarily saying that I'm not on that side either. I'm just saying, like, let's take the time to make sure that we're fully understanding what all of these things are. So when it comes to smart food ID, I think right now, because the marketing is telling you that it's basically built up as like an intelligence system, but to me, as you look into these things, it's more of like a to me anyways, it seems more like a stack of kind of simpler technologies that are all kind of working together, to do a job. So at its core, interior cameras are inside your fridge, right? And I mean, it has these image recognition models that are trained on food categories, just general food categories, right? And then there's also this element where you have this manual confirmation from us as the consumer, or you can actually correct what the system had in there, right? And then there's this cloud-based database that suggests the next steps based off of that information, right? And basically what all that means is the system's looking at what's visible to them, tries to classify it broadly, whether it's, produce, dairy, packaged items, whatever, and then it links that information to some sort of software logic, right? That's kind of the foundation of the whole thing. But when you look at manufacturers and how manufacturers are describing the value of this whole thing, they're really trying to tell us that these smart food ID systems can identify what food you have on hand without any limitations, right? They can track inventory automatically, which I don't know if they can. You can suggest recipes based off of those ingredients. We'll talk about the value of that. Reduce food waste. There's probably something to that. And then make daily decision making easier. Okay. So all of that, if you're demoing this thing, it probably looks great, right? If you say all of those things and point them all out and how it does it and all that kind of stuff, there's probably some measure of believability within that too, right? Open the fridge and, the system recognizes all the items and the app suggests what's to cook, all that kind of stuff, right? What all that is telling me, or at least the implication, and I'm not saying that anybody outright is saying this, but the implication to that is basically telling me that this system understands my kitchen entirely, right? And to me, that implication is really where all of these expectations really start to drift, because there's no way that the system could be that smart and that helpful. It's impossible.
So that said, because you're kind of on the fence of it, who do you feel like is doing this the best at this moment?
Um, If I had to pick somebody, I would tell you that LG is probably doing it better than anybody else. And look, this is where I struggle with the category, and that's why I'm hesitant to kind of point anybody out, but I will give them the credit, and I'll tell you why in a second, is, you know, this technology works. This isn't anything about the technology not working. To me, it's one of these situations, you've heard me say something like this before, is where, the job that it's being given doesn't really line up with how people actually think about food in the first place, right? Most people don't fail at dinner time because they forgot what's in their fridge, right? They fail because of what? Emotional reasons, right? They're tired. They didn't plan ahead. They don't want to cook what's available in their fridge in the first place, or some people just don't even want to think at all. And Smart ID solves really the awareness portion of that. But It doesn't solve desire and energy and all these other kind of things, right? So, to me, it's just not the same problem. And just trying to inject this technology into what is really kind of an emotional space just doesn't seem to make a lot of sense, right? And these smart food ID systems, look, they're generally good at recognizing categories, identifying those package items we talked about, and showing you what's visible. And that's an important thing too. It's only what's visible to the camera, not what's in your fridge. But what they're not good at is understanding food condition and knowing what's actually usable, right? Factoring in preferences or your own habits, or prioritizing the effort versus the payoff when it comes to these recipe suggestions. You and I are going to have very different opinions in terms of our capabilities as being able to get through a recipe like that, depending upon what it serves up. So, the system ends up doing truly what it can do, but really not what people need done. And for me, that's why I'm struggling with this, because I think there's value somewhere with it. And because the idea isn't wrong, where brands went wrong is assuming that recognition part of it just naturally leads into decision making and making life easier for a consumer. And it doesn't. And that's where I kind of pick LG's kind of vision inside as kind of the best version of the idea so far. And it's not because it suddenly understands how you eat and takes all the emotional stuff out of the equation. But really what I would tell you is it's trying to see what's actually there without forcing kind of constant user input. So it gives you a little bit more and it keeps you a little bit less involved. And, it actually does a good job, if you read the way they actually push it, is showing you where it works best, where it's just kind of working in the background for you by reminding you and showing you and supporting awareness, right? And my guess is it's because LG realizes that all of their competitors that are out there are really making this as a decision-making tool, and it's not. To LG's credit, they're almost treating it as like an optional thing and not as authoritative as some of these other guys are coming out with this. And that's why probably by default, I think that they're doing a little bit of better job, because I think that they're taking an extra step in explaining really where the value could be for a consumer.
I think that's fair. It's not a feature you want to lead with, unless the customer's eyes light up and they're like, oh, this is exactly what I've always wanted. But it's there for you if you need it.
Perfect. Right. I mean, it's think about this, right? It helps you remember what you have if that's something that you struggle with in the first place. And if that person's out there, then great. Here it is. This does it for you. And it's a much smaller promise than what's out there, but it's the real promise. It's all it can do for you. And if I'm dead wrong on this, somebody please write to me or come on the podcast and tell me what this thing is really for. But in terms of, the way that I've always seen it, I don't see how it could do any more than this for you in terms of your day-to-day decision-making process.
We drop a new episode every day of the week, including weekends. Don't forget to rate and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.